All right, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, hello, luncheon, bruncheon, whatever it may be for you, nighttime, I don't know. We are going to do this, was actually a suggestion from the chat room on a previous stream, and it's a good one. I have never really done any Python, and I certainly have never done any Pygame. And they said, hey, you should, we'd love for you to take a look. That's what we're doing. So, in true tradition, right? It's got to be my Endless Hurdles game that I have built in. It's like my hello world of gaming for everything, I guess is the way to describe it. So, we're going to see if what we can do here from scratch as far as playing with this and building an Endless Hurdles kind of, yeah, another version. Just with Python, just for fun, so we can try Pygame. So I got Pygame installed. I got Python installed, of course, and that is it. So we're gonna work through this, and we'll see how this goes. I don't know how far we're gonna get, but we'll give it our best type. You're in luck. I was professionally paid to teach Python once. Oh, okay. So this is going to be easy, folks. When he gets back from getting his Taco Bell, we're going to use Z because I use Z, and he's just going to do it for us, as is tradition. So let's make a new directory here. We'll call this Py right? No, Py Endless Hurdles. It has to be, right? I mean, come on, right? You were a TA at my college in an intro Python course for 3 weeks before I quit. Did you quit because of Python? I hope not. I doubt it. Right? You're like, I'm too good for you people. All right, let's bring up Z. All right. Okay, nothing in the folder. So let's bring this over here. Let's resize this a bit. Let's get set up here. Okay, again, don't know anything about this, so we're going to see how this goes. Let's see if, first of all, if I can remember the shortcut. I did. Outstanding. All right. So Pygame, my understanding is it's a library for making games with Python. I know, seems kind of obvious, but some people might not know that, right? You quit because you got a better job. There you go. Awesome. Tip number 1 is ignore them telling you to use pip or anything. Use UV. Wait. Well, I did use pip for the install. Is that okay? Because I'm kind of there. But I'm not going to use... I'll use UV. Don't know what that is. We're going to find out together. All right. Ultra venomous Python. Yeah. Everybody ruined my entire computer. I think that ship sailed a long time ago. Throw it out and start over. Yeah. Go get that Chromebook. All right. And I'm also trying some reader glasses today. So if I don't have to move my head so much. We'll see how that goes for us, right? Okay. Here we go. So let's get started. Best way to understand new library is to jump straight into an example. Works for me. All right. I'm not actually I'm gonna try to resist copy and pasting and sort of figuring this out line by line as we go. I figured this start speaks for itself. We're going to import, I guess, the system is what that is, and of course Pygame. We're going to make this Python, right? We're going to make this bigger for the stream and for my old vision. Hopefully that's big enough for you to see it. All right, there we go. That's pretty big, right? We probably don't need so wide on the documentation, and I'm certainly not going to write code that wide. Okay, so we're going to init. We're going to select the window. We're going to do an init, right? Get things going. I guess this is going to create a size This is going to create a window, right? We're going to make it 800 by 600 because is the answer for that one. I'm guessing speed is a vector 2, maybe. Would make sense, right? Speed. Oh god, speed. Black is, I guess, an RGB color, right? I guess. And then we're going to see screen equals, okay, pygame.image.load. Okay, we'll have to get that image. We're gonna sort of follow a little bit of an example here just to get me on something running, so I know everything's good, and then we'll work it out. You crossed lines. What? Did I cross the streams? Oh, pygame.display. Whoops, sorry. Thank you. I'm still getting used to these glasses. Set mode. Size. Okay, so that creates my screen of that size. All right. Let's skip the ball for a second. So while screen doesn't end that way, it doesn't end that way. So while true, so run this forever, right? For event. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's not do anything with the ball just yet. Let's create a screen. Let's take that screen. We'll fill it with black, which was our RGB color. And then we're going to say Pygame display flip. Oh, is this like a flip book as in like new frame, refresh, I guess is kind of what that means. I think you still need the event bit because it's how you quit. Okay, I'll go back. I know you like having the inability. Yeah. Oh, I wish that was an in joke, but it's not. Everybody knows better. There is no quitting endless hurdles. It's endless, I tell you. Okay. Oh, I see that bit now. Okay, so in other words, for event in Pygame dot event dot, okay, so get the events, right? And then if the event type is quit, don't quit. We call this sys.exit, I guess is what's happening there. Nope, there. So if the event type is pygame.quit, I think so when you click the X, it must send the event pygame.quit. And if it is that, this must be saying call this function system.exit is my assumption, right? And then the rest of that is to do with movement and stuff. Okay, we're going to save this as we'll call it game py. I'm correct so far. I'm just a good guesser. Okay. Do I run this with just Python 3 game.py? Hard to say. I feel like I've built a screen, but I haven't presented it. No? Oh, wait. Hello from the Pygame community. Ship it. Hey, I do like the hello from the Pygame community so on. That's nice. Okay. I did it. Ship it. Okay. If I can't double click, I can't resize or anything else, but is it already better in that the X works? It does. Okay. Endless Void. Ship it. New version. New level. Endless darkness, my old friend. Okay. So I'm not going to do the bouncy bit because I think it's self-explanatory for anyone, right? We're going to get an image from the file system. I mean, again, I don't know a lot of Python, but even I can figure this out. We get an image from the file system. We get its rect. And then we're going to move the rect, not the image, because I guess the image is within the rect. So we're going to move the rect. Well, if it's less than 0 or more than the width of the screen, and the same for the speed 0, and then speed 1 minus 1. So it would move it up and down, right? I can do it. She wanted Taco Bell. She's like, why didn't you give me Taco Bell? Okay, so before we go any further, let's get a win here. Well, we got a win. Let's get another one. Let's go get some graphics from the actual game. Okay. Oh, okay, that's fair. Fair enough. Okay. Hang on, I gotta find the resources here. Levels. We will do. Let's do the groundhog one. It's almost time. All right. So hold on. I'm actually just gonna take. Well, no. Let's do these bit by bit. So that's the foreground. That's the background. Actually, so that's. Let's build the scene before we build the player, right? We're gonna do this the right way. So I'm gonna just grab all of these. Right? We'll copy them. We're gonna create a new folder here. We'll call it sprites. We'll put it in here, background. And reveal in Finder. Paste. Okay. All right, so actually I do want to make a change here already. So 1920 1080 is actually the base size for this. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I know those graphics are sized that way. Don't know why it put. Don't know why it's resized, putting the space in. I guess it just knows that it should. That seems odd. Okay, what's that? Rough. I wonder why it puts a space between imports. Okay, anyway. So let's take what we've learned from over here. So we need to create from what I can remember from GD script and also The farmer was replaced game. I think pound is the right way to comment this, right? Um, so create the window, right? Create background sprites. Okay, so we're going to say here, let's start with the sky. So hopefully it supports PNG files. So we're going to say BG sky. Oh, wait, I think that's the way you're supposed to do this in Python, right? Equals Pygame image load sprites background sky PNG, right? Okay, and then we don't need to do this every frame. So screen fill, no, background image. All right, I didn't want to go to the documentation this early, but I'm gonna do it. You can't stop me. You might do. Save and load images, yeah. Scale, rotate, and flip the image. Not what I want to do. Control the display, yeah, okay. But this screen documentation is new. Okay, let's change this to display image. Display. Okay. Okay, yeah, so flip is update the full display. Flip is redraw the window, right? Interesting that you can also specify just certain areas. That is interesting. Okay. This might not be the documentation I want. Let's, okay. Display an image using Pygame. Display the image. screen dot blit. But isn't that going to update it every frame? I mean, that seems a bit overkill, doesn't it? Right? I'm going to try this. And we want BG sky. I'm not sure where 0, 0 is yet. We're going to find out. No such file. So sprites, background, sky PNG. Okay, maybe, oh, maybe I just specify. Okay, now let's see if I got this wrong. I really don't need the black here at this point. But bingo. Okay, so it needs to be in that loop. All right. So here's the good news. We can rinse and repeat this line many times. So we're going to say I'm going to rename this one right here actually. Rename mount. There we go. Okay, B mountains. Save ourselves some trouble. And now we're going to learn how the ordering works here. I'm guessing it works going down, so hopefully those should appear on top. The mountains should appear in front of the background. Aren't those just the best mountains you've ever seen? I don't even remember why I called them mountains. Okay. Right, so that's good. Scaling is actually a bit off there, but we'll fix this up as we go. Okay, so let's get everything in place here. We're going to do actually this one right here will tell us, because this should obviously appear at the bottom. I truthfully can't remember if this is a full. I don't think this image is 1024.768. Actually, I think that's probably the reason for the other one. So we will see. Yeah. Okay, now we need to do some positioning. Can I resize this window by default? I don't want to, and I don't think I can, which is good news. Great. And we're going to have to do some tiling, some parallax, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is good, because I know this game. We all know this game, right? So I don't want it to be 0, 0. This is where we're going to find out. I'm assuming 0, 0 is top left, because that would be tradition. So if I change this to say 600, it should move down. No. Oh, sorry. No, I meant to. Okay, there you go. Right, we're getting there. Okay, so hit and miss here. I'm gonna say 900. Okay, not bad, but not right. Um, this will be too little. Yeah, okay. Split the difference. I'm sure I'm going to learn a better technique for doing that. Okay, so let's do 855. I actually probably could do the math, right? Which is get the height of the image, get the height of the screen, take the height of the image away from the height of the screen. Boom, there's your position. Which actually, if I restart rescaling the window, that is what I'll need to do, but not yet. Okay, this is good. All right. So that's the position, but that actually is. Let me think. Let's do the mountains. Okay. Yeah. Let me get these in position and then I'll start. We'll do some transforms. So let's do right. Pretty good. Okay. I want to transform this down. So image transform. Um, let's get rid of this. Or I guess it's just transform, right? I guess I could just do scale. Let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of speed too, actually. I do sort of want to do independent scaling here. And I can do that, right? And I gotta do the. Okay, wait, let's see. Can I do this? because I didn't actually define a rect here yet. I might be asking the wrong thing. How do I resize an image in Pygame, setting the width and height? Okay, before we begin resizing an image, it's a good idea to require its dimensions beforehand. Makes sense. Using the get rect, yep, sure. Width, okay, now that we have the width and height, resizing becomes easier. This is because we can simply scale the image using its dimensions. Yeah, I get it. Okay, transform.scale. Okay. Okay, so gonna do this a little bit longhand maybe at first. BGM width equals BG mountains get wrecked width, right? And then of course height. We're gonna do this probably in line when the time comes, but I want to understand how it works. All right, and then I guess down here what I'm gonna do Pygame transform scale BG mountains okay, so that should make it the same, right? Let's test that. Right, so if I halve the width and halve the height, in theory, did it do it? I'm not sure. Let's not do the height. I don't think it did, right? Oh. No. Okay. No, it didn't. All right, let's figure out why. I'm going to put crazy numbers in here so I can see what's going on. All right, hang on. Ah, yeah. Okay, I suspected as much. Do it before you present it, right? Or not. Hang on. Oh, yeah, idiot. Okay. It does help to assign the value. Whoops. There we go. Got to reassign it. Okay. All right. So okay. Let's now reposition it. Good enough. Okay. Now we need it to tile though, because we're going to want this to move, right? We're going to go for a parallax effect here. So we need it, first of all, before we figure out parallax, and there may even be a library for that, we need to tile it to fill the screen. And yes, I could, since I know it's half, I could do 1 and 1. That's going to complicate matters later on though, right? Because then, well, I could tile them inside some kind of parent object. I mean, for now I could, right? I mean, I'm curious. Can I just do this? This is not going to present 2 copies, right? Oh shit, it does. Okay, all right. I did not expect that. Excuse me. Oh, hang on. I hear this thing going. Okay, so well, if I did this, it should tile. It's not really tiling. It's creating 2 instances of the image. It's not how we want to end up. In fact, you can just, you can just see right there, right? But you know what? We're gonna go for the early win here, right? Let's set up our game here before we go make lives complicated for ourselves. So let's draw the mountains. Right. Draw the ground. That's why these clouds are on separate layers, by the way. So I mean, okay, here's what I'm curious about. From what I know from other programming languages, because we do this here, this happens once, great, right? Nice and efficient. I could do this in line down here, but if I do that in line down here, my understanding is it's going to be re-grabbing a number that's never going to change every frame, and that's just bad, right? At least that's my understanding from other languages. I assume it's the same here. All right. Call this clouds what? I'm sorry. We'll call this cloud 1. I may need to resize this, but also may not really need to. So let's just, well, actually, let's say that. Let's prove it. Prove it, Peter. So far, pretty happy with how you do this. Okay, that is the correct size actually. So let's just get them all on the screen. Before I do that though, before I get it on the screen, I'm gonna grab me some more coffee. I will be right back. Okay. We probably want to start breaking some of this stuff out into sensible functions here, because we're going to get into repetition pretty badly here. But since I am learning this from day one, we're going to do it the long way first. I know. I hear you all. I know. And yes, arguably I should know better because I am an experienced programmer. It's not like I don't know programming. But hey, you know, if this inspires someone to try this, that's cool. Right? And then for some reason, I just called that one clouds. I don't know. Why did you do that, Peter? Okay. And now we can just... And yes, because we're setting the position here, of course, they're all going to be in the same position. I know, we'll fix that. 3, 4, 5, no, S. Okay, they should all be slapped over the top of each other in some kind of angry tornado. They're not, and I'll tell you why I think that's the case. So, when I originally drew the graphics for this, each one was 1024 768. That's how we got to where we're at here. Dave Mater, how you doing? Thank you. Yeah, this is my first Pygame exploration here, and so far I'm pretty darn impressed with how easy it is to get started. I normally use game engines, so yeah, and it's very interesting to do it this way. Thank you, appreciate it. How you doing? Okay, so the reason they lay out like this is in the 1024.768. This is where the clouds are actually positioned. This is like their initial position before I animate them going across the screen, right? But not all of them. So, for example, let me just oop, sorry. Let me just do this. I think clouds may have more than one cloud on it. Yeah. So clouds is actually all of them laid out here in one. We actually don't want that. So we're going to get rid of this one. That was like the master image, right? So if we take this out, we should essentially have the same thing, but they're all separate now for me to animate them. Hopefully. No, because Peter, you indented it wrong. Remember, this is Python and it won't like you. Right, now they're all on 0, 0. So let's give them some random positions, right? No, pretty sure the weather doesn't exist at 0, 0. You're doing great as I am a game dev. I also use Pygame and game engines usually and love your. Thank you. Some of these were actually assets that I got from GamerArt 2D originally, I think, and some I've drawn. It's a mixture. You know how it is as a game dev yourself. It's like, hey, if someone's done a better job, use that and then make what you need, or manipulate and so on. So thank you. I appreciate that. This game, so a bit of a history here. This game has become my traditional like Hello World game for every engine and every game thing. So far, I've made it with SpriteKit on iOS. I've made it with Unity. I've made it with Unreal Engine. And the current shipping version in the store is Godot. So it's only tradition at this point I would learn to do some Pygame using this game that I made. So it's like, hey, I know exactly how this game is supposed to work. Thank you. So let's just move these in a bit, right? We're just going to put some random numbers in here. We'll just pick some numbers. Because they're going to be animated eventually. So we'll just do 300. We'll do 550, right? Let's do 425. When you like pick a random number and suddenly you realize I got the world to pick from. 600. And then 268. And we'll do 469. That's true. I myself can't draw Stickmancer, so I get my friends to. He makes sprites. That's awesome. I say do what you're good at, and have someone else. If you've got someone else can pick up the bits that are a bit weaker for you, do it, right? And then hey, guess what? You've also got collaboration working in there, right? Okay, so they sort of stagger downwards. I think it's fair to say the clouds would not come down that low. So let's rework this. All right, let's do actually the 100 hues. These are really the problem, right? So actually this one should be something more like 550. Not that many. Let's do 410 and 780 for the across. So let's change this one to 90. We will change this one to 178. And then we'll change this one to 267. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. I'm just a random generator, and so is my content. We will do 310. Okay, that should put everything a bit better. they're a bit clumped in the middle, because remember 0, 0 like will be like for this one here, 0, 0 is kind of about here, right? So let's change some more of these. Let's make this 750 and 1000, because it's 1920 across, right? So actually we could do 1600. Doesn't matter if it's off screen, because again it's going to move. And this one we'll do 1450. Actually, let's do 13, and then we'll change this one to 950, right? Oops. Wow, Peter, you just overkilling these numbers in the other direction, buddy. Okay. Okay, do we have 1, 2, 3, 4? The other one is hidden behind something here, I'm sure, but not bad, right? Let's just move some of these back a little more. See what that gets us. So we've got 4 cloud layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's move number 3 down a bit. This one's fine. We want some overlap, because it'll be, when we got the parallax effect going, that overlap will be sort of like be good, right? You dude, where's your taco? Yeah, go get your taco. You have plenty of time. Okay, that'll do. That'll do for now. Well, you know, I really want one to be slightly off the edge of the screen. So I don't know why I want that, just because it seems a bit kind of obvious that they're all splattered in the middle of the screen. And I get that I'm being a little like, okay, OCD about this, but this one could still go down a bit more. Yeah, okay, I'm going with that. All right. Okay. So that's our static scene. I feel like I just reached the end of the easy bit. Let's go back to our Pygame intro. I actually feel like I may already have gone past what I need here, except for animation stuff. Now, actually, let's think about this. So, animating this would be easy, because we can just say, start where you're starting. When you go off the left-hand side of the screen, appear off on the right-hand side and keep moving until you keep looping like that. That's easy. And we can set appropriate speeds for each one and have that working. That gives us our parallax view. But it's not actually a parallax view, right? And the reason I'm saying that is we did implement in Godot version, and in fact all the other versions, an actual parallax layer. I guess it doesn't matter, honestly, right? It really doesn't matter. So let's just do it that way and see how it works for us. We're going to take one cloud here, right? And so we will say And I feel like my code is definitely getting a little long here in the tooth. Nearly all of this at this point can be split out into functions. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna get the animation working. We'll keep going with the wins, right? And then we'll refactor this, because once I know the code I need to write for each of these, we can then make it a generic function and throw in, take this sprite, this position, this speed, right? So we don't necessarily, I mean, I know what I need to do for that because I've done this game like a million times, but we don't, I want to approach it that we don't technically know everything we need yet. So what we're going to do is we will say we need some speeds here, right? Because we don't want them all to be the same speed, because that would be crap, basically. Let's set up some stuff. So let's just target one for now, right? Animation speeds, and we're just going to say, okay, you know what, cloud one speed equals, now I do remember, see, they had, so they've got this here. I keep calling it a vector 2. I don't know if that's what they technically call them in Pygame. It's either going to be a vector 2 or some kind of array, right? Or dictionary. I'm assuming it's a vector 2, but it doesn't really matter, right? It's not going to move. It's only going to move left and right. It's not going to go up and down. So we're going to set that to 0. It's a list. Okay. All right. So it's a list, folks. It's not a vector 2. So it's a list of X and Y. And this is very quickly going to get out of hand here. This position so we could, this is not right, right? Plus we would do bg clouds 1 get, we had the size earlier, but what we want is get rect left, right? Get the current left rect and add, no, remove, well shit, we could literally just do this, right? We don't even need that. I mean, just to prove my theory, we really should set it, but it's going to fly off here because we need to do delta. Delta is the time between frames, by the way, in case anyone doesn't know. And we saw that somewhere. I'm looking for it. I thought we saw it. Because this is going to go nuts fast. Or not at all. Okay, if I do this, it should not be on the screen. Agreed. Is my assumption here wrong? I thought this triggers this while true, and all of this is going to play every frame refresh. Am I wrong? I feel like I'm not wrong. Oh, wait. I'm rendering it. I'm calculating this as I'm rendering it to the screen. That's probably not cool, right? Let's find out. New cloud 1 pos equals Peter. Don't put space in your variable names, dude. It's okay. Let's maybe because am I trying to move the image and I should be moving the rect? Animate the position of an image in Pygame. So they set a position. No, that's how they're doing it, right? Oh wait, you don't need nested loops to animate objects. You have one loop, the application loop. Use it. Okay. You need to redraw the entire scene in each frame, which I think is what I'm doing right now. The position of the object slightly change the position. And okay. Minimal example. All right. Oh, see, they've got a vector too in their math there. Okay. I feel like I'm on the right track. Although theirs is slightly different. So they're getting this first point Okay, you know what? I should clean my code up before I go any further here. Let me go backwards just a little bit. We'll keep that for now. But let's make some functions here. Okay. Draw. Do the functions have an underscore as well? I'll be honest, I'm not sure. Sprite and the position. Right? And then screen dot lit sprite position. Oh, sorry, pause. And then I should be able to just say draw sprite. I know it seems like a subtle difference, right? Is that going to be happy? The fact that this is gray doesn't inspire me. Hang on. Those might be reserved. I don't know. I'll look in the chat room in a second. I can see it going past. Oh my god. Okay, hang on. Because if Mono's not going to believe it, then I got to see what this is. Oh, reading the documentation. See, I realized as soon as I opened it up, I'm like, I know where this is going. No? Okay, hold on. Did I miss? Do I need the audio on? What did I say? Did I even say something? Hang on. I can't hear the audio. Okay, you know what? I should clean my code. I feel like this might be a new redeem right here, right? Okay. Name error. Name draw underscore sprite is not defined. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Sorry. Hang on. I have to define these functions before I try to use them, right? That's a thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. I know it's a subtle thing, but this now, well, it just makes more sense going forward because we're going to expand upon that function, extend, whatever. All right. Okay. Good deal. All right. I actually really don't need that now. We know what's going on here. We've learned, right? Is there anything else I should clean up here? Hang on. Well, I mean, I actually could do this. Right? I mean, yeah. Okay, now our loop is somewhat cleaner. Okay. You know what? Stupid me. Um, I should complete this and put the player on the screen, shouldn't I? Sorry, I just realized. We'll come back to the foreground. Well, shit. Should I do that first? Yeah, let's complete drawing the game screen. Plower. And we're going to refactor this too because I feel like this file is getting unnecessarily busy with static shit right here that we don't care about as far as the game loop. I think that's going to be about 1,000. Let's find out. Oops, sorry. Okay, that could come a little higher. There we go. Actually, I kind of like the bottom bit being off screen. Good enough. You know, we're just going to do the flower for now. So what I want to do is I'm going to take all of this out of here. Let's see if I can figure this out. So new file. We'll call this sprites. I don't know if I'm doing this right. We're gonna find out. Is that legit? I don't think so, right? I mean, it's just a bunch of includes. It's not... I don't think that's going to be right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Probably need to do that, right? That's still probably not going to fix it. All right. Line 37. Background sky is not defined because you didn't find shit over here, did you? Can I... I'm sure I'm doing just the syntax wrong. Do I... Is this going to be like CSS where I got to do... No? Oh. Okay. Duh. Idiot. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. Because I'm still wrong, that's why. I'm right, I just didn't get all of them. Did I miss one? Where did I miss one? Oh, shit. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. God, you gotta do that one too, right? Okay, and that one. Nope, getting there. Hold on. Yeah, so I got that one that you mentioned. I got that one. What did I not get here? I didn't do those, did I? There's something I missed. Well, actually, I haven't even defined those now. Didn't I? Did I delete those because I'm an idiot? Yeah. Yeah, I'm an idiot. um, okay. I can still do them over here though, right? Well, see, that's just my imports. I don't want to start. Okay, so apparently I don't need sys there. So let's get rid of that. And I've deleted my rect calculation. I'm just trying to remember what the hell, how I typed it out now. 6. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Duh. I'd already half done my solution and I didn't even see it. Thank you. Okay. That was a stupid noob mistake, wasn't it? Okay. Woohoo! I feel like he's mocking me. I just feel like I don't need to see that, right? And I can just list all the assets here in the game. Yeah. Small wins. Thank you. Why do I feel like everything I do is a small win and a huge small foul, right? Okay. I feel like I'm procrastinating and avoiding the obvious here, so let's go back to the how do I move? How do I animate a Pygame sprite moving from its start location to the left? And I'll do the calculation off screen, right? Animation tutorial. Okay. Geeks for Greeks. Geeks for geeks. Oh God, that's gonna stick. Let's go to something Python FAQ. That sounds legit, doesn't it? All right. We got this clock thing going on. That seems important, doesn't it? Clocks are good. Clocks keep timing things happening. So we'll have that, right? And then we've got the clock tick, cap frame rate at 60 frames per second. Yes. That's good. Okay. We should definitely do that. Interesting that it's after the flip though, right? Clock.tick 60. All right. It's crucial. It tells the loop to pause just enough to keep the game running at about 60 frames per second. Cool. I don't need to cook someone's CPU just for this game, but simply capping the frame rate isn't enough. No. You need to think about how to update your game state. Yep. Delta time. Yeah, that's where I was going with this. Yep. Okay, so actually, this can be just very straightforward, right? We're just going to do 5. Okay, so looks like I was on the right track, right? Let's update our function here. So okay, yeah. You know what? Let's just put it on there. All right. Let's just have everything right now. Well, okay. Let's just do either 5 or 10. Just to make life easy, right? So 5, 10. We've basically got 2 speeds, right? So I'm doing this so I can see that they are at least moving at 2 different speeds. So that's good. We got that there, right? Now, over here, we want to say we need to get its current location and move it by the speed off to the left. It's going to go way the hell off the left of the screen. We'll deal with that in a minute. So let's just do this. X plus equals the speed times delta time. And yeah, up here, I actually think I do want to put that in there. We do need that delta time in seconds. Oh, okay. That's going to be out of scope. Can I should be able to put that in here, right? No, not there. I feel like that might be expensive, but we'll see. Okay. Expensive putting it there, right? And then basically we take all of that, Pygame, draw the rect again for screen. Well, screen. Okay, there, scaling movement budget moves the same distance per second regardless of frame rate. Yeah. Yeah, I get that this might not be perfect, but it's a start. Okay, I'm not too concerned about performance at this stage. We should probably make this way the hell better eventually. And eventually I will want image sequences, but I'm not there yet. Okay, so this X should be SP name. I don't think that's going to work. Feels too simple, right? It's going to go to the right, if anything. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. Yeah, because we need to change this to... So they're not even... So, okay, so transform is not a thing here. They're actually, because they're updating it each frame, they're setting... Okay, so hold on. That's going to be... I got it in my brain. I can't think how to explain it. The sprite. Draw the rect for it. Actually, no, Pygame. Draw the rect for this, which will be SP name. And the rect would be the position originally. Well, okay, so let's take that off of there. Let me refactor the position drawing first. I gotta rethink this. You'll see in the brain work here. Hold on. Okay. I want to break down this SP position. So, new pause. I mean, that doesn't do anything for a second. You're seeing the brain work here. First, oh, you've missed it. It's gone. I mean, that was it. If you blinked, you missed it, right? What I want to break down. So this position here, right, is being sent in like this. But what I need it to be here is the original plot. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta check my clipboard before I check something. Hang on. Okay, should be safe. Right. So we need the new position to be that plus if that's a list, is this legit? Seems like it wouldn't be, right? If it's a list, is that legal syntax? I mean, should we try it? I thought that weird clanking noise was mine. That real sort of rusty grinding sound, right? Hey, if you're gonna fuck it up big. Okay, is that's gonna be because of what I've done up here, right? It's not animating, it's just resetting the position. I feel like I messed that up, right? Hang on. Let me just make sure that it is this new shit that I broke, not. I just want to be sure. Okay. Weird groaning noise. It was like a boiler that hasn't run. Yeah, like the boiler from the furnace from Christmas Story, right? Okay, so it's not. I feel like my problem here is. Well, I was going to say that it's outside of the loop, but it's still being called on the loop, right? It's just that it's making the calculation once. I don't think anything's actually moving, right? I got to put in some stupid numbers. Stupid numbers. They're all stupid numbers. I got to put a stupid number in to see if anything's actually moving. And I'm very confident it isn't. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Time for me to play the role of movie person that normally Peter plays. Uh-oh. I've never actually seen a Christmas. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fair. Not everybody has. There are some folks, you know. Um, let me go back. I thought I saw something moving. Look, something's happening. And that's the mountains moving. You know why? Because I've got that twice. Why did I put that in? Why did you have me put that in twice? Oh, because I was gonna. Okay. I'm mildly familiar with the general beats and a few lines. You'll put your eye out. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. The pink bunny suit is. That's fine. It's cool. Just because you've never seen one of my favorite movies, I don't hold it against you. Look, okay, it's interesting. The first one is moving. I mean, if I set that to 0, right, and I set this to 500, and let's see. Okay, so hold on. I've definitely got some targeting problems going on here. Is what clearly is happening. Um, if I set all of those to 0, let's just set everything to 0 except that one cloud for right now. It's not going to solve my position problem, but it will address that. I feel like. Okay, can I ask a dumb question? I can't like print a console here or something, right? Can I? Oh, hang on. I'm so sorry. That should be 1. All right, that should be 1. This 0 minus that. I hadn't completed the equation. It's doing it. Sorta. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. It's like it's got a beginning position and an end position, and it's just doing that. Sure you can, but that's where the hello from Pygame community is coming from. It's just print. Ah, okay. But I think I've. Thank you, but I think I'm back on track here. Okay. So we're taking this. Yeah, look. Okay. Here's what's happening. So it's doing it, but I need it to do it in more than one frame now. It's like first, last, first, last, right? I need to basically have it keep doing it. I thought it was just going to do it forever. I was way the hell wrong. Okay. So we need some logic here. So, well, I guess I don't understand why that doesn't keep moving to a new position every time. Yeah, I do. Because when I call every frame draw game screen, it's rebuilding it to that, right? So it's doing 960 plus the speed calculation, boink, boink, every time. Got it. So I need its initial position to be 960. Yeah. I got it now. Okay, hang on. I see what's going on here. Let my brain think this through. I know the problem. So we need, let's just call this a bad name. Init cloud 1 positioned equals 960, right? Actually, let's not even call it that. Cloud 1 position equals 960. Cloud 1 position 960. At the end of this, okay, I probably have screwed this up badly. Let's change this. This probably is good, right? I'm gonna do all that, and then we'll say, all right, now sp pause. This is bad. It's gonna go horrible, but I think this will prove what I'm thinking. Actually, does it pass it by reference? In which case, I could just do. I don't know. We'll find out. But I didn't break it. But I also don't think it's doing it. Not. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Oh. Oh, sorry. You know what? Hang on. Let's go with my original theory just to see if it's actually going to animate the way I think it is. And then we'll figure this out. I don't think it's going to like that. I've got myself in a scope problem. Let's go back to this. That is what it really should be, right? That doesn't really matter. What stupid mistake am I making? Is that not legit? For a tuple or a float. Okay. I see. I got it. I got it. I know. My brain caught up. No. For a tuple and a tuple. Okay. Well then. Just say that. Okay, it's still sorry. I've gotten myself in a scope problem. Me after spilling mouthwash all over the bathroom. Is it because you put it in and then you... Okay, I'm not quite getting this, am I? I've got my first and last, but not in between. Not a fi. How you doing, buddy? We're doing some Pygame. Look, we've at least got this much working. And sort of some animation, but not quite. Oh, I've just realized what that was for. Hang on, let me put that back. Oh, nobody spotted my deliberate mistake, which I've just spotted. That should be there. Yeah, endless pythons. I mean, it's tradition at this point, right? Someone's saying in chat. I know, right? Wow. If only it wasn't true. think I've got the numbers wrong. Hang on. I had the number on the wrong thing. Okay, wait. I've screwed up my syntax here. Hold on. It's not subscriptable? That's a good one. Well, that's not subscribable. Okay. Look, it's there. And it's doing its little thing, but everything else is now correct again. Okay. Okay. Well, then, wait. If I do something like totally nuts, like... I don't know. I can't even remember where I set speed. Oh yeah, 500, right? It's not jumping 500 pixels. That I'm certain of. Okay. Hey. Wait, not Michael Keaton in Batman? I don't get it. I want to be Michael Keaton in Batman. Give me 1 second. I gotta order some food here. So. Okay. So what am I? Let's rule something out here. Let's go backwards. I know I've said that before. Right. Let's take all of that from there. Let's just set this to back to where it should be here. Let's take this out of here for now, because maybe that's the problem. Right. Let's fix this shit. Let's just get it running in the loop here in case I screwed something up. Or I'm just not understanding, which, hey, sometimes that happens. There's a clip in the Dev Club Discord soundboard claims to be Batman. Oh. Hey, there's no claim, right? It's just a fact. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Oh, yeah, wow, yeah. I remember that now. I still think Michael Keaton was one of the best ones. Nothing against The Dark Knight, which is truly awesome. Okay. I'm going to set this to 960. All right. I feel like I've just misunderstood how this works. So now down here, after we've done this and after we've done that, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this, or we could do that. Okay. While running, dt is the clock. Right. Then before we draw the screen again, so we draw the screen. Yeah, I may have screwed myself here. Because that. Okay, I see. Let me just prove to myself that maybe I understand where I've gone wrong by doing this. Take that out of there. For now. Actually, let's put that down there. Okay. And then down here, we're going to say let's just put it all in longhand. Cloud 1. All right. I'm really ballsing this up. Hold on. This should give me my static scene, which is correct. Okay. Now, Christian Bale is the best Bruce Wayne, but he isn't the best Batman. Yeah, actually, I'd go along with that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd go along with that. Yeah. Kim Basinger was... Yeah, I'd go along with that too. Okay. We need to calculate the position before that happens. So, let's now longhand think our problem. Cloud 1 position equals 960. Right? Let's change that to cloud 1 position. Nothing's changed. But new position, okay, cloud 1 new position is going to be cloud 1 position minus speed times dt. All right, let's just say 2. Let's say 5. Let's say 500. No. And then we will say, well, shit. My brain hurts when it's I hate game math. Why do I even do this? Cloud 1 minus equals. I don't think it liked that though, right? Okay, we're back where we started. So that's good. We've factored it to a place I can understand it. Okay, so it it essentially is doing this. I feel like this is not being. We're taking it and we're doing the -5. But then it's just setting itself back. Is it not passed? Is it passed by value and not reference? Is that the problem? Do I have to do like really dumbass thing like that? That's not even a thing, right? Someone tell me that's not a thing. Oh God, he's off. Here he goes. Adam, I feel like we've had this conversation before, right? I'm certain we've had this conversation about Batman before. Nada, what have you done? Because Adam West defines that Batman. Michael Keaton defines the modern Batman, right? I think that's what I've said before. The more accurate portrayal of Batman. Oh, I don't remember discussing Eartha Kitt's Catwoman last night, but I couldn't see the chat. I was busy trying to keep Nutter alive. We were playing Path of Exiles 2 last night. Is what we, folks, that's what we're talking about. In case anyone wondered, which they probably didn't. Okay, so if I just print, did you say I could? I think you said I could just do this, right? Well, no, look, it is going down. Okay, I'm now more confused than ever. It is going down. It's doing the right thing. That value is correct. That value right there. Like, if I do this, yeah, it doesn't draw it. Okay. So, why is it? Does it? I think it's actually doing it. I'm not sure. That's a boom. It is doing it now. Okay. It is moving it by 5 pixels every second. Okay. I don't. So now what I don't want is that. I just want this to be. Is delta not a thing? So if that's 60 frames per second, every second it's moving it 5 pixels. That is not what I want. But that's what I want. I don't want it updating every second. Okay. I think you've mentioned Kevin Conroy before. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not a cop out answer. We didn't specify the constraints, right? Now, if we say a live action one, yeah, that's different. Yeah. Okay, so this is good. Let's reintroduce this back up here, right? We want that to be 0. We want that to be 0. We don't want the mountains to move yet. We will now redraw our clouds up here, right? And we will use cloud 1 position, and I think I put 5, a 10. All right. Well, let's do 5. Okay. It's going to take that with the 10 and that. Okay. Right now, this should still work the same. We are not taking into account that new argument yet. Okay, all right. If we want to make it smoother, well, we can just slow it down a little bit. Well, not that much, but yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, we don't want this here. Back up here, yeah, because we're sending in. Let's get back to where we were. Let's do this. SP pause. Sorry, let's get that line back. Nope. Zero minus speed, and then SP pause 1. Yeah. Maybe. No. Because you don't like this shit, do you? Because you don't like that. I feel like I'm close. Okay, see, look, it's setting it back to 450 every time now. Sorry, 450 is that one. It's setting this one back to 960. Because we're passing it in, but it's not updating. But if we did this, because it's local. See? How do I access that outside of there? It's not that, right? How do I access that outside of the function, local function scope? I gotta return it. Okay. Really? Is that really how we do this? Really? Okay, that makes more sense. All right, can I? Okay, so if I return sp pause, is that what it's telling me? Okay, didn't break it. Didn't move it either. Because I've removed the logic. Hang on. Let's go back. Oi, oi, oi. Peter. Okay. I know it's a stupid syntax issue. I did mention I've not really done Python before. I gotta go eat soon. I gotta go eat. Yeah, it's not changed. It's not updating it, right? Because I've not done anything to update it, Peter. So, shit, do I really have to do this? Okay, well, shit. I mean, look, this would work, right? This is horrible. There's got to be a better way, but let's get this working. Well, I mean, it was working. But... I'm gonna have to read up on that mob. Oh shit! Well, that's not gonna do it either because that's the scope. Gosh, what? What craziness? Okay. I'm wondering if maybe I stop here. I've made a massive amount of progress. And we will... I gotta read up on this and I'll come back to this. We're not gonna quit this. I feel like we can do this. But we'll finish it up in another stream because I'm at nearly 2.5 hours. And my brain has pretty much taken all it can right now, I think. But we got this. And this is massively more than we had at the beginning. So that's cool. We will do the animation stuff next time. Once I understand scoping more in Python and sending it around. But thank you everybody for hanging out. This has been cool. For those of you that requested to see me do this, I hope this has helped. There's no actual hurdles yet. Yeah, actually, we don't have the hurdle on the screen, do we? You're right. Hang on. You're right. Let's wrap this by getting everything on the screen, right? But not the player because I want to do that separately. But let's get the hurdle because I know why you want to see the hurdle, right? You want to see the hurdle because of the groundhog, right? That's what you really want. I know. He's like, I'm not letting you quit until I see the groundhog. All right? I know. It's okay. You can admit it. We can all admit it. Endless clouds. This is just trolling based on the name. Fair enough. but we're going there now. Wait. What? Okay. What is Zed doing? There. Jeez, leave it alone already. Okay. Hey, he wanted it, folks. So he's getting it. I think about 4:15, 9:35. Ooh, he's a bit big. He's a bit big because I didn't scale him. Hang on. Actually, that was the wrong one. Oh, he's going to be huge. Jump that. 6:45, and he needs to be there. Jump that, people. There you go. Let's move him over, right? There you go. A man-sized groundhog sees his shadow. That means 6 more months of nuclear winter. Groundhogs are old hat now. It's all about sheep. Oh, that's true. Now we need a sheep. It's all about sheep in the future. Now is the future. Yeah. Oh shit! I should do a sheep one. Thing is, if you jump the sheep, does it wake you up? Because if you count the jumping sheep, which won't be jumping, it'll send you to sleep. So if the sheep isn't jumping and you are, right? Yeah, there you go. You wanted it, you got it. That was an easy win. Oh damn, we should see. I was gonna sunset Endless Hurdles, but now that you've said sheep, right? All right, folks, we're gonna leave it there for now. Yeah, we will pick this up next time, but we've made massive progress, and I'm super pumped about this. You need the inverse Endless Hurdles, where there's only one hurdle and you have endless sheep jumping that one hurdle. Yeah. What about if the player becomes the sheep jumping the hurdle? Is that still going to send you to sleep? Actually, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. Oh God, we've opened another can of worms. What month is sheep shearing season? Anybody know? I'm guessing like maybe every 6 months. I don't know. September, Tuesday. That's only one sheep. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll see. Right? We don't know. If he hits the hurdle, maybe he poof into lots of sheep. Yeah. All right, folks. We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna carry on with this. I think this is promising, and I want to understand the animation part of this better. And at this point, how do I not make this a game, right? I got to complete it, or at least make more progress. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This has been a lot of fun, and way easier than I anticipated, given my limited skill set. We will do this. Now, I believe our good friend in the chat room here, Notify, is going to be streaming later on, right? He is still playing the original God of War, and I forget what stream number would this be. No, this like number 4 or 5. Not the original. Oh well, okay. No, sorry. I should have just said God of War. He's playing God of War, right? (2018) version, day 6 or 7. Okay. Did the shout out work? I can never tell. Yeah, it did work. Okay, folks, we'll be back in a few hours to watch him do that. Right? We're all gonna come back and watch him play it because it's a lot of fun. And that darn kid in that game is irritating. Yeah. All right, that's it, everybody. Next stream is actually not going to be this. I am on the hook for a game. Tomorrow I will be streaming a little bit later than this, probably, but I will be streaming a game that I'm going to play, and I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it'll be a first play. And full disclosure, I have been asked by the game makers, like, you want to try this? was like, yeah, okay, I'll try it and give my honest opinion. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah. But that's it, folks. Have a good one. I'll catch up with you again, or I will see you tomorrow, or hang out with you on the chat room on Notify stream later on. Later, folks. I'll tell people what it is if they give me $3. Man, you're cheap. Yeah. All right. See you, everybody.